Springfield Public Schools' 2010-2011 budget development process is underway. In the next few months, the school board and district administrators will make revenue projections, identify funding priorities, and develop a preliminary budget. A final budget must be approved by June 30th. Throughout this process, we want our stakeholders to fully understand each step and decision that will shape the final budget, especially in this year of economic uncertainty. First, let's take a look at the status of the current year's budget. SPS has strategically reduced expenditures over the past 2 years in preparation for declining revenues. We began 2009-2010 with budgeted revenues of about $173 million. Based on what we now know, we expect to end this year close to our original revenue budget. An increase of about $800,000 in property tax revenue should balance out an anticipated reduction of $830,000 in sales tax and state revenue. There are still a few unanswered questions, though. Significant payments from local, county, state, and federal sources are still pending. In addition, the state budget director has indicated there may be a 1.4% reduction in state funding this fiscal year. Fortunately, SPS prepared for a difficult budget year by cutting expenditures by $6.1 million in 2009-2010 to start the year with budgeted expenditures of a little more than $173 million. These cuts included personnel reductions, facility maintenance and improvements, professional development, and curriculum. Each year, a budget calendar is created which defines a timeline for developing the budget. One of the first steps this year was to solicit staff input via an online survey. Another key step in the budget development process is for the school board to give direction in the areas of salary, staffing, and fund balance. All these details define parameters which help administrative staff develop a preliminary budget proposal. The objective is to present a preliminary budget to the school board in March. In the following weeks, the board will likely schedule at least one special meeting to further discuss the budget. Before the board finalizes the budget, public input will be solicited in April or May. The board must adopt the 2010-2011 budget by June 30th. Given the current financial outlook, it is anticipated that any increases in the 2010-2011 budget will need to be funded by budget reductions in other areas. Salaries and benefits comprise about 80% of the district's operating budget. If the district provides a salary step increase to employees in 2010-2011, it will cost an additional $2 million. Among other expenses expected to increase are retirement benefits, legal fees, and utilities. These increased costs do not include any new expenditures the district might choose to add, such as implementing a new stipend schedule, which was recommended last year by a review committee. The economy has presented challenges for SPS and its patrons over the past 2 years. Last year and this fiscal year, SPS significantly reduced expenditures, making a concerted effort to keep cuts away from the classroom as much as possible. While we want to provide the best education possible for our students, SPS is committed to operating on existing resources next year. There are currently no plans to ask voters for an operating levy increase in 2010-2011. Revenue for 2010-2011 will not increase enough to offset anticipated expenditure increases, so it will be necessary to reduce expenditures for a third year in a row. With input from staff and the community, district administrators and the school board will identify possible cuts and prioritize critical needs in the next few months. As challenging as this budget year may be, signs indicate 2011-2012 will likely be worse. The nation continues to struggle under a recession economy, and the infusion of federal dollars intended to prop up the economy will run out in 2011-2012. In Missouri, $766 million in stimulus funds were used to balance the state budget. Without those funds, the State General Revenue Fund will be in deficit by about $1 billion for fiscal year 2010. For Springfield Public Schools, that will likely mean reductions in state revenue, which could force significant budget cuts for 2011-2012. There are still a number of unknowns concerning the upcoming budget year and beyond. As new information is available, we will continue to provide updates. Visit the bottom line page on our district website for the most current information.